bonjour, I'm Tuula Rampont from National Living France. Hope you're doing well today. I'm coming to you from the south of France, and more specifically from our kitchen, obviously one of the most important rooms in any French home. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I find very exciting. I'm going to talk to you about some of the top expat communities in France if you're thinking of moving to this country or perhaps retiring in the future. We have lived in the south of France for the past 10 years. We live near a large city called Toulon, which is actually on the French Riviera, surprisingly enough. It has a lot of famous neighbors further north, including Nice, Cannes, Antibes, and Saint-Tropez. If you haven't heard of Toulon, it's not a big surprise because it is really not a resort town. It is a working town. It is actually one of the most important naval ports in all of France. And the nice thing about that, because it does not rely on tourism, is that the cost of living is quite a bit lower. And we were able to take advantage of that when we moved to Toulon about 7.5 years ago. And after that, we moved to a Provençal village just outside called Oulu. This area in total is named Provence, and it is a very nice expat area. If you visited here, you probably remember with fondness the beautiful natural landscapes and also the Mediterranean beaches. We're really close to the sea. There are a lot of outdoor activities, and there is quite a large expat community because, as I mentioned, it's a large area. If you're not familiar with the area, you can kind of hop on Google and see where we are. Some of the top things to do in the area: go wine tasting, spend the day at the sea. What we like to do on the weekends is go to a lot of outdoor markets. We're kind of a bit in the countryside, but the nice thing is that we are actually close to a larger city, as I mentioned, Toulon, and there you have you'd want as far as arts and entertainment. There's theater, music, of course great restaurants. There's a jazz festival in the summer and a lot of different food festivals, everything from fish festival to rosé wine festival, which is really, of course, popular over here and known for this area, rosé wine, which of course we enjoy quite a bit. About 45 minutes away from us in the interior of the Provence is a town called Aix-en-Provence, and that is also very, very popular with expats. We have a large expat group, about 500 strong, and they do a lot of different activities. It's called Anglo-American Group of Provence. And they stretch all the way from where we live to Marseille, all the way down to Avignon, but scattered about. And what they do is they provide a lot of group activities. You can join a gourmet club. You can also do some excursions. They go to local museums. They have a theater group. They celebrate all of the American holidays. Thanksgiving is one of their most popular holidays that they celebrate, and they celebrate Christmas as well. And they even have an ugly sweater contest around Christmas time. So if you want to go and check out their website, it's Anglo-American Group of Provence, and that kind of rounds up Provence. So moving on, let's go down to a little bit further south, and I'm going to talk about the Occitanie region, which used to be known as the Languedoc. What's really attractive about this region is that it's cheaper than where we are in Provence, but many towns are still close to the sea. Of course, you have really gorgeous and cosmopolitan Montpellier. A lot of people like to settle there as expats go. And today I'd really like to focus on the city of Toulouse, which is absolutely beautiful and really enjoys an ideal location. It is halfway between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic coast, and just 2 hours from the Spanish border. So if you lived in Toulouse, you can kind of imagine going for weekend trips to Biarritz on the Atlantic coast, or popping down to Spain, or coming to see us in the Mediterranean. Also, it's a very vibrant town. It's a university town, lots of cultural events, things that happen, festivals as in all of France. It's also a very gourmet town, a lot of Spanish influence. The regional dish is called cassoulet. They also have of tapas and wine bars, and it's very natural. A lot of activities to go, hiking, biking. You can go Canal du Midi. If you've ever seen those very picturesque photos of houseboats barging down the Canal du Midi, it's quite a nice vacation. I haven't been able to take this vacation. I'm dreaming about it. It's very close to Toulouse, and people enjoy picnicking right along the canal and enjoying outdoors in nature, a lot of public spaces and parks, and a very invested and well-known expat group called Americans in Toulouse. And if you go ahead and you pop over to their website, you'll see that they have all the information you could ever need about getting set up. They can help you get started with setting up your electricity, everything from finding out how to use the post office and fun stuff like maybe where is the coolest wine bar to go to, where is the nicest bakery in town. Very, very thorough and complete information, and also they do all of the fun expat activities, as I mentioned, in Provence. Another great thing about the group is that since it is so large and it is American based, that you would kind of have a set group of friends waiting to welcome you into the area. So that's one of the top spots in France for expats, Toulouse. Now let's go a little bit further north. It's still in the southwest, but we're heading up more towards central France, and we're talking about the Dordogne region. In the Dordogne region, this is really your classic France. Gorgeous chateau, well-preserved abbeys, a beautiful winding river Dordogne. Castles, it's known for its castles. It's second only to the Loire Valley. There are over 1,500 castles in Dordogne. And it has really nice weather. Not as nice perhaps as the south of France, because here we do enjoy the best weather in the country, but it is very climate, and for this reason they have a ton of British expats that have flocked to the area. So they have an estimated between 5,000 to 10,000 British expats living in Dordogne, and they're attracted by, of course, the climate, this laid-back lifestyle of gourmet France, and also very low housing prices. I have to say that I just did the updates National Living Escape to France guide, and I was really surprised what you can find in the Dordogne region. You can get nice houses, really livable houses, houses that don't need to be renovated for under $150,000. Again, that's what makes it so attractive. I'm going to give you a name of another site that covers all of France and is specific also for the Dordogne region. It's called Anglo Info France, and what you do is you go to their website and you just type in which region you're interested in this case the Dordogne, again Anglo Info, and it's kind of a one-stop shop for expats. You can buy and sell furniture, find out what you need to do if something breaks down in your house, barter, trade, find out maybe in the local villages, a bit of gossip here and there. And one of the top places also to move in the region, I just want to touch on this before we move on, is the village of Sarlat. If you've ever seen some photos of this is a gorgeous village. It's S-A-R-L-A-T, Sarlat, in Dordogne, outdoor market, and a castle just right around the corner. Alrighty, so we're getting kind of to the end. I hope this has been helpful information so far. I'd like to talk to you also about Paris. Hello there. Hi. Thanks for saying hello. I want to talk to you also about Paris, because we can't really talk about Paris. Can't really talk about France without talking about Paris. Of course, Paris is wonderful. Beautiful, cosmopolitan, international. You can find anything that you need in Paris. Of course, it's one of the most visited cities in the world. It is gorgeous. You have the monuments and everything to visit and take advantage of. And also you have, incredibly, you have some Mexican food. So I was very excited. This is going on 10 years living in France to find tacos, great tacos when I went to Paris. Of course, it's a bit silly to say because we have excellent French food all over France, but this is the area where you will find the highest concentration of expats from America, Canada. For example, some are there just temporarily for work, and some are there for the long haul. There is an American church, an American university, is even an American hospital. You're able to find your services in English if you need, and again, you have a ready-made community for you when you will move to Paris. The only thing is that it is a kind of expensive. You probably gleaned that if you've been to Paris. Some expats get around that by buying a little bit outside or renting in villages. Even if you were an hour away, you're able to take the train and you can live kind of a small village life and be able to enjoy all the wonders of the capital city of lights when you have a chance. These are some of the great communities to look at if you're interested in moving to France. I'd just like to say that France is a big and beautiful country. I've just touched on a few here. Some of my other favorites include Brittany, Normandy. I'm a huge fan of Alsace. There was a recent international living reader who moved to Strasbourg, and I think that's just wonderful. So a lot of times you can't really cross anything off your list in France because it's such a beautiful place to live. And I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Please, if you have any questions or comments, love to hear from you. If you've noticed, I love talking about France. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And I wish you a very bonne journée, a really great day from France. And au revoir.